Adel.
بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. الحمد لله رب العالمين والصلاة والسلام على المبعوث رحمة للعالمين سيدنا محمد وعلى آله وصحبه وسلم آمين. In order to understand our present and to prepare for our future, we need to highlight our past. And I choose today to speak a little bit for the past, to highlight some historic points, especially the role of the Muslim Brotherhood in Egypt towards the Palestinian issue and their relation to the Palestinian issue from the very beginning. I will start in 1906. There is a man was born in this year, his name Hassan al-Banna. 1917, Balfour Declaration to the Jewish state. 1924, unfortunately, the Khilafah, the state of Khilafah, the Ottoman Empire, had been falling down. The Ummah at this moment become weak. Unfortunately, the West, British and others, play a great role of this Khilafah falling. Not later after that, in 1928, Hassan al-Banna was a young man in his 20s. He was hardly bleeding of the condition and situation where the Ummah had ended up. He had studied and he knows too much of the Palestinian situation and the Palestinian land situation. Hassan al-Banna thought and discussed the issue with few of his friends, and they ended up forming a group called Muslim Brotherhood, 1928. Prior to that and before that, it was documented by Al-Ustaz or Al-Mufti, Mufti Palestine, the Grand Mufti of Palestine, Al-Hajj Amin Al-Husseini, that in 1926, 2 years prior to the formation of founding of Muslim Brotherhood, that Hassan al-Banna sent letters to Amin al-Husseini in Palestine, sending him a discussions and overviews and proposals and solutions to the problems in Palestine. The man's concerns the issue of Palestine since early age. Hassan al-Banna also sent letters officially to the General Conference that was held in Al-Quds city, also sending them proposals and solutions to the problems and practical steps that the Muslim Ummah should have taken to avoid the occupation to Palestine. 1936, the revolution, the great revolution of Palestine started. Not later, the Islamic jihad against the occupiers, against the invaders of the land. The Islamic jihad started in Palestine. Hassan al-Banna was the leader of the growing Muslim Brotherhood group. Later, 1947, Balfour Declaration was 1917, remember. Only 30 years later, the United Nations had come up with a decision of two-state solution and divide and split the land of Palestine and give half of it or more than half to the Jewish state to be established and be started. 1948, the Muslims in Palestine and surrounding countries gathered and resisted the occupation of the Zionists to Palestine. Hassan al-Banna at this time had prepared 10,000 fighters, 10,000 mujahids are ready to fight and resist and defend Masjid al-Aqsa and Palestine. As a punishment of this preparation of Hassan al-Banna, 1 year later, 1948, Hassan al-Banna was assassinated. This assassination was organized by the British, and it was done by the hand of their puppets in Egypt. So brothers and sisters, from history, Muslim Brotherhood born as twins to the Palestinian issue. And they concern Palestinian issue as top priority in their lives. And they transform this from generation to another generation. But with highlighting the establishment of Hamas 1987, mentioning that Hamas are belonging to the Muslim Brotherhood in Palestine, and they are the result of the efforts that was done earlier by Hassan al-Banna and his allies. 2011 in Egypt, I heard once our brother Mr. Ibrahim Rasool, our premier, our ambassador, our great leader of Cape Town, I heard him say the issue of Palestine can be only solved if the issue of Egypt is solved. If Egypt become right, the whole region will come right. If we own Egypt in terms of controlling and having governed Egypt correctly, we will be able to solve all our problems in the Middle East. If we don't, and if Egypt is still under the control of our enemy, we should forget about solving other problems. So Egypt is the key matter in the Middle East. 2011, the Egyptians dislikes, the brutally attacks on our Palestinian brothers and the cowardness that was shown by the Egyptian government and the blockade that was taking place around Gaza from the Egyptian government. And so the Egyptian had revolt in 2011, and 2011 resulted a great revolution that was partly successful and resulted a president that was for the first time elected by the Egyptian people, resulted an elected parliament, resulted an elected constitution, and then 2013 comes with the coup. Yes, the enemy will not leave us alone. 2013, we had a coup, military coup, that removed the elected president and parliament and constitution. I need to mention here that we have a lot to do. And they say sweat during training will save blood during battles. So now we are in the time of preparation, we have to sweat hard. And what I see today is part of this sweating. And we have three motivations to concern the Muslim issues. The Muslim issues in general and the Palestinian issue in specific. Our three motivations is the great reward of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, the shortness of this life, and the third, the wildness and the ferocity of our enemy. I leave you with the word of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala when he says in Surah Al-Ankabut, Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim, وَالَّذِينَ جَاهَدُوا فِينَا لَنَهْدِيَنَّهُمْ سُبُلَنَا وَإِنَّ اللَّهَ لَمَعَ الْمُحْسِنِينَ. And those who strive hard in our path, in our way, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala's way, in Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala's cause, we will surely guide them to our path, and verily Allah is with those who do good. I will end up by calling this word, فلسطين نادت فلبوا النداء. Palestine had called, so answer Palestine's call. فلسطين نادت فلبوا النداء وهبوا أسودا وكونوا الفدا. So get up like lions. Get up like lions and give up the sacrifice to free the land of Palestine. ففي أرضها قد تمادى العدا. On the land of Palestine, on the soil of Palestine, the enemy had gone in extreme aggression against the people, against the land, against the heritage, against the history. I leave you with this word, and I end up with بالروح بالدم نفديك يا أقصى. بالروح بالدم نفديك يا أقصى. شكرا. السلام عليكم.
شكرا للشيخ عادل for the brothers.